Alright, that last episode ran a little bit longer than I intended, or than I usually like to make these. However, I was having lots of fun. Let's move on with 6 V's, Clubbed VVVVVeal. And get right into it. There's also the fact that several of those tracks were modestly lengthy. Oh yes. Oh. Damn it! I'm not entirely sure why this reminds me so much of The Binding of Isaac. I think it may have something to do with the old shop/arcade theme in it or something. In Binding of Isaac, I mean, VVV. Or maybe just the kind of echo chamber has a feeling that reminds me of battle music from that. Alright, got the bird. Aw, man! Honestly though, the VVV music, even if it's not being remixed, is just so good. They released a soundtrack for the game. It's called PPPPPP, and all of the tracks start with P. Much like in 6V, all of the characters had names that started with V. And of course there were 6 characters. The point was made. In particular, Positive Force was an amazing track, although there was also passion for exploring and potential for anything. Is it surprising that I remember the names of these things? Just shows how much I like them, right? Should I make a promise to my viewers not to sing along? I don't know whether anyone's going to be bothered by that. Mind you, as it currently stands, I don't think I have much by way of viewers. I am hopeful that by continuing to post regularly, YouTube might decide that this should change. I understand that posting frequency is a big thing in the YouTube algorithms these days. And this is probably something that I can upload from time to time, occasionally. It doesn't take me a whole lot of effort when I'm not doing anything else more intensive. Like dying immediately. That's more intensive, right? Let's not be grim while listening to this absolutely wonderful music. No need for it. Just those squares are such a pain. I probably could orient my crescendo, or have a crescendo oriented backwards, but the frequency that I need to shoot backwards is just not high enough to be really worth it, from my perspective. I suppose I could try hanging out at the front of the screen more often. So that was Danny Baranowski's Clubbed VVVVVeal, and that name may be familiar to some of you. I don't remember why it ought to be familiar. Maybe because he actually was, in fact, the person who made the original Binding of Isaac soundtrack. That would make sense. That would also explain why it is that I feel like this soundtrack reminds me of Binding of Isaac. Amazing how these things happen, right? . Okay, let's do Epitaph of Ellen and Cerl and hope that it doesn't take too long, so that we can make this a slightly shorter episode of Symphony. Ah, yes. I remember this. Nice, calming piano solo. It's like a lullaby. Really beautiful lullaby. I do think it might pick up a little bit, but it doesn't stop being like a lullaby. It's still very, very soft, very piano. Played with piano, and it is played in piano, which means softly, in case you didn't know. This one actually reminds me of the soundtrack of a game called Wolf that I used to play when I was very young. I think this is also one of the ones that I had on my list of OC remixes that I'd like to add to a Christmas playlist, because I think it's got that soft, kind of carol-like feel to it. Especially with those whooshes of kind of, I don't know, Tinkerbell sound? I'm not sure how to describe it. But that thing, if you heard it, you probably know what I mean. It tends to be associated with Christmas music a lot. So when I hear it, that's what I think of. What can I add? It's beautiful music. It doesn't need me messing it up. I mean, frankly, it doesn't need the gun sound effects messing it up either. But if you wanted to just listen to the music, then you'd go on OC Remix, right? Maybe you will. Right. Blast radius. Keep forgetting. Well, there was that delightful epitaph. After which, of course, we need an epic fanfare and a scattershot cannon. Got to mezzo piano top inspiration. And that's going to be it for this episode.